The round of 16 is nearly drawing to a close, but we've got one more match. It's Portugal against Switzerland, 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday at the Lusail Stadium. It's the same place they're going to have the final. Will either of these two teams be there? They're going to have to get out of this game and past a couple more to get there. I actually picked Portugal as the dark horse before the tournament. You can check the video. I did pick Portugal, and I think they did win the group, and they did it with plenty of things to like. Cristiano Ronaldo's role, which we mentioned, has to be sort of diminished from what you might think, what you might expect, has been what it needs to be. I think he's drawing in defenders and allowing for players like Bruno Fernandes to find room to operate, to do what they do best. What we care about is how the team is playing, and right now they're playing pretty well. Manager Fernando Santos seems to be willing to hit the gas pedal a little more than we thought after being such a conservative manager in the past at the Euros, and he's letting his players run more than I thought he was going to. That said, they did lose their last group game against Korea. I'm not sure how much to read into that. It was a game in which they fell because of a late goal. Son actually kind of doing a Ronaldo-esque counterattack. It seemed like the goal that Portugal typically scores, and that was the difference. But I think Portugal's fate was mostly decided at that point. But I do worry about them switching off in big moments because it's not the first time this tournament that they've had some weird things happen. There was the late goal in the group game against Ghana as well. So Portugal's going to need to put in a full 90 performance, and maybe even if the game goes to extra time, a full 120 and penalties. That to me is a big question about their sort of longevity over the game. But I got questions about Switzerland as well. I think the best thing about Switzerland is how they manage a game. Against Brazil in the second group game, they really frustrated a much better technical team, a team with a great attack that we all talk about all the time. They nearly got out with a draw and nearly had 50% possession. I will say in that 3-2 win to get out of the group, they definitely dealt well with the moment once again. Shaqiri and Mbolo both scored the first 2 goal scorers for Switzerland, and to me, that's their path to success. That's the formula to getting another victory, is getting those players engaged. You look across Ronaldo, João Felix, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva. There's so many players for Portugal that can be the difference makers. For Switzerland, to me, it's Shaqiri and Mbolo, and after that, I see a big drop-off. Yeah, Xhaka's in there. They have other names, but I think those guys are the players that are going to have to rise to the occasion, and they're going to have to dictate once again where this game is played. I don't think that works against Portugal. I think Portugal is so good at transitioning from defense to attack, so good at finding the weak point and getting the ball into dangerous attacking areas that they're going to be able to take advantage of a Switzerland team that, to be honest, I'm not sure where their bright point is. I don't think they have a star on the level that they're going to need to make a deep run in this tournament, and I think their tournament ends here. That's why I've got Portugal to advance at -245. If you want a little bit more value, I actually think there's plenty of goals in this one. Over 2.5 is at +130, and Portugal to win and get 3 or 4 total goals across the whole game, not just Portugal, is at +340. So once again, as I stumble, Portugal -245 to advance, over/under hitting at over +130, and Portugal to win and have 3 or 4 total goals in the game at +340. I think there is value in this game that's going a little under the radar, even with the star power that Portugal has. But Portugal, I think, will move on to the quarterfinals, do so comfortably, but in a game that has more goals than you would have thought. We got all sorts of other picks on covers, and we're certainly not done with the round of 16. That wouldn't make any sense at all. We're going to talk quarterfinals, semifinals, final, and everything else in the World Cup sphere. Stick with us.